Okay, great, excellent, good. We are live, folks. Once again, your troop are here with a assortment of football topics sprinkled with a hint of blue cheese. I'm your host, Jono, over here in New Jersey. Across the river is the good captain. Good captain, say hi to the folks.
Hello.
Excellent. Heading all the way down to the mighty state, not great, it's mighty now. The mighty state of Florida. Reef, say hi to the good folks.
Hello, everybody.
Excellent. Gentlemen, let's get straight into it. The Champions League is back. Um, it's good to see it. It's very important because, guys, this is going to be the last season of the Champions League in its particular format. The Europa League in its particular format. And then, of course, as you know, next year, they're going to add the Conference League, Europa Conference League into it. So it's going to get, even though it's going to be expanded, it's going to be slightly different. The other leagues will be more structured than this one. All right. So the Champions League is back, and this Tuesday they gave us mouth-watering games. Mouth-watering games. Now the first game was Barca versus PSG, which PSG won 4-1. And then the second game was Liverpool versus Red Bull 2-0. Reef, I'm coming straight to you with the Liverpool versus 2-0. How say you to Liverpool being back in the groove?
I enjoy watching the game. It was a good game. Honestly, I didn't watch the Barca game. I'm more interested to watch the Premier League, especially after Liverpool have two very bad games, one after another, cannot come up and cannot put themselves better on the Premier League and to bring themselves up. And it was good to watch the game. It was a good game. It was a good goals. It was very good to see the keeper from whatever team it was that from Red Bull to kind of putting himself in a situation of getting injured or not, but not letting the goal in.
That
it was
crazy,
kind of a,
right? Yeah, that's when I turned
it
on.
was a good moment of the game. It was a good things in the game. It was a good fight. I enjoyed to see Liverpool playing better. And I hope they're going to come and bring it back to the Premier League and
So
we can see some good fight, you know?
I had a question for you, Yari. I didn't watch the game, but watching the two goals, both the goals seem to be defensive mistakes. Did Liverpool have a lot of chances, or did they get lucky?
The two goals that came that I score was both of them was a very good, very good build up to the goal in my point of view, I think.
I mean,
And they have another goal that what his name? The Brazilian score, but that was the ball kind of like off the sideline. But it was a nice goal, but they took it off. And I think they built nice for it. I honestly I do believe Liverpool doing better. I didn't see a lot of mistake on the defense in Liverpool. I didn't see a lot of mistake from the keeper that had so many mistakes in the past. So I think he's kind of building up good, but let's see.
Shift, let me throw this at you. Of the four teams, Barca had to win. PSG had to win. Liverpool had to win. Red Bull was playing with house money. All right, it's neither here nor there. Those three of the four, those three entities had to win. I got to see the Barca. So I saw the Barca game at the beginning. The Barca PSG game at the beginning. Did anybody see the so-called penalty?
Yeah.
How say you to that being pure nonsense? Shift.
I mean, it was a soft penalty, but at the end of the day, we've been arguing about penalties for the last 30 years. No error penal, hand of God. Like, penalties happen. I don't think it's a big deal. It didn't affect the game that much. They got one goal, but they are going to.
Yeah, then how say you to this that Barcelona, if not for an act of God or a trip and a mistake, so an error, an error in judgment, because we have VAR now, that they are incapable of picking out and attacking and destroying the team as they
So
once were.
yeah, I think they're lacking Luis Suarez. Like I've seen Suarez play live, and more than his goals, it's his movement up top. He disrupts defenders because he's constantly moving, right? His replacement. Who's his replacement? I don't even understand like who's playing. I know
Technically, they couldn't afford to put it. It's basically Braithwaite, but Braithwaite
Braithwaite.
very virtually comes on. I mean,
Yeah,
they play a free up front with Messi or either Griezmann and
yeah.
Dembele.
I know, and that's the thing, right? Like with Messi being behind Suarez and feeding him in, and Suarez running all over the place, disrupting the defenders, giving Messi more space. It worked for years.
Yep,
Now they have no one disrupting things
yep.
in the back. They just give the ball to Messi, hope he does something. Nobody makes the dangerous runs anymore. I haven't seen them play a lot this year, but like the little I've seen,
I
not
have
very
seen them.
impressed.
No, I know. So,
And
Um,
the defense is just old.
yes, go ahead, Reef.
so I saw the penalty because when you watch the game and you say penalty for Barca, I quickly changed to it, and I see how the clip of the leg was
Mm-hmm.
when the person ran. If something like that happened in the Premier League, that was going to be a PK or not?
Yeah, I mean, the Tottenham Man City game, it was a similar kind of pen that was called. Penalties
and,
get
and
called.
and
That
yeah, and
does
also
happen.
the Newcastle. Remember
Yeah,
Tottenham Newcastle, where he hit the back of his head or something,
yeah,
and he hit the back of his dyer's arm from back
yeah.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
it is ridiculous. Even with VAR, it has become the subjective of it needs to be changed altogether. But gentlemen, let me go ahead, Reese.
So kind of like I watched it after because after the game I watched the Liverpool game in Spanish and then I moved to the English side of the CBS Sports and they started talking about Messi and they started talking about the election in Barca and they
Mm-hmm.
started talking
For the
about
president, yeah.
if Messi going to stay, if Messi not going to stay,
Mm-hmm.
he's have a new president and
Mm-hmm.
everything. Kind of like the focus of the game of Barca losing completely go off the table and they're more focused about the president is going to come and if Messi is going to stay, if
Mm-hmm.
Messi is going to go to play in Manchester City or go to Manchester United or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Two.
it's kind of interesting what's going on right now behind the scene.
Then I'll throw this at you guys before I throw finish answering Ree's question, and this is important for it. So, who out of do you okay, Reef? Do you have PSG and Liverpool moving on to the next round?
Yes.
Uh, of course.
Okay, both of you that. Now, in the case of Barcelona, then, what is the future of Barcelona, and particularly Messi, give or take, whether there's a new president or not? Because basically, what the people they're trying to say is that regardless of whether there's a new president into Barcelona, which will start a rebuilding, Messi is gone. Do you concur, Shift?
Yep.
And then the next question is, Shift, where do you think he's going to, and why?
It's Man City or PSG because they're the ones who will be able to pay him. Nobody else can pay him. It's a free transfer, so it's going to be expensive, right? Like with its image rights and all that stuff. And Man City and PSG will overpay for an aging star because they need to lift the club.
They do, man. They need to lift Man City. Man City is not big enough. Man City, you're saying that Man City, if they win the Champions League this year and he wins the quadruple, they need Messi. They need a
Yeah, and
34-year-old Messi. Is that
I
what you're
mean,
saying?
even a great club like Juventus, right? Ronaldo going there raised the status of the club. We're not talking about people who know soccer, who love soccer. We're talking about the hinterlands of Africa, the small towns in India where everyone knows who Messi is, but they don't know what the hell a Man City is. Those are the people that are going to lift the status of the club in the sense that as a marketing machine, Messi is going to lift Man City like Beckham lifted soccer in the US.
Wow. Reef.
So, you know, I truly understand and I truly see it like that. Like, I'm agree with Chief about Messi going to leave. He want to left last year. He shake the ground. He make noise. So this year, I don't think they're going to have any point of argument, no matter who is the president. He want out. He do not see this team as is right now. And as you say, if he's going to be a new president, it's going to be a new bind, a new player. Everything is going to be. He want a new road. He wants something for the future. In my point of view,
Mm.
if he's going to go to PSG, it's the same thing as the past. He's have to compete with Neymar. So now he's have to compete with what is his name, Mbappe. So
Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Mbappe. So for him, the best way to go, in my point of view, if I look on it like that, is to go to England. He can go and be with Pep Guardiola. That is an amazing experience, an amazing word with him. Is can be like number one there without a question. He can push all the other people around. De Bruyne,
Okay.
whoever that can move to the side and he can go forward.
Let me ask you this, Reef. If he comes to Man City, what are you expecting Messi to do apart from sell T-shirts? Oh, come on, guys! It's more to Man City are not broke. Man City are not broke.
Hey, 1 second. Let's look on the past. Let's take the past to the future. Cristiano Ronaldo was in Man United. Go to Real Madrid. By the buying of him for how much money? I read about it so many times. For the first year, by selling shorts, they already make the money for him. They will sell so many shorts and so much money to buy Messi. First thing. Second thing, he still have a quality play. He's still a great player. He still can have like amazing goal, amazing assist, put all this skill in the Premier League. People will follow him like crazy. Like they follow him in Barcelona, they will follow him in Manchester City.
No,
So I'll also say this, right? It also depends a lot on what happens in Champions League. If they lose in the Champions League again, like they do year in, year out, then yes, Messi is definitely coming to Man City. Then it's not even a doubt because then it's more than just T-shirts. It's a footballing reason too.
And that's the reason why they were happy to have Cristiano Ronaldo at Juve, even though reality is then Juve are never going to win the Champions League. But go on.
No.
Yeah. Right. So basically, what it comes down to is this. Look, guys, Messi is not worth the trouble. Having Messi around is not worth the trouble. Because as we can see how he has been one of the primary reasons why the club of Barcelona is destroyed. It's the player power and the wages and the salaries, and not just him and all those around him, how they've treated managers and coaches, etc. There's a reason why Pep left Barcelona. There's a reason.
I think it's going to happen in Manchester City. I don't think so. You know, look on this like that. Messi built from a very young age in Barca. With the time, it's becoming to be Messi's Barca. It's like almost united together. If he moved to Manchester City, I don't think he's going to change Manchester City to be Messi Manchester City. It's going to be Manchester City and Messi playing in it.
And it's Messi's Barcelona, which is circling around the toilet bowl, going down with him.
So what do you think is going to happen?
What I think is going to happen? He's going to stay at Barca because of look, La Liga is not going to let him leave to go to the Premier League to have more TV rights. It's not even going to be Barca who's going to do it. It's going to be La Liga themselves.
Yeah,
I tell you guys.
How can they stop him? He wanted to leave last year. What makes you think he'll want to stay when the team has gotten worse?
Who is going to give you 100 million a year?
The Abu Dhabi investment company.
Abu Dhabi is not going to give it. Nor is the what's the name? Nor is the Kuwait, Qatar. The Qatari people are giving that sort of money to Neymar. Why would they want to give that same sort of money to they cannot afford him. People cannot afford Messi's nonsense. If he
John,
comes to go ahead.
John, I absolutely. You know what? The time will tell. But at the moment, as this conversation happening, I'm so not see eye to eye with you. I so see that, he will go whenever he wanted. He will go whatever he wanted. Nobody can stop him. If his contract is finished, he's a free agent. He's already made to check the ground. Look on that like that. Yeah, I'm not comparing Messi to Eden Hazard, but Eden Hazard, the previous year before he left, he made a check in the ground. He said, I want to leave. I want to leave. The next season he's left. Most of the play, the big name, not leaving immediately, but the second season they are leaving. Messi can leave, can go to play anywhere he wanted. If he's out of contract, he's free to do whatever. His agent, I think, want him to go and build something new. And you know what? He's too old to stay there. He's starting going to carry more and more injury, more problem.
Reef, whenever we have an argument here, never bring up one McDonald's, Burger King, or Eden Hazard. They're like the same three things together. Okay. If you want your argument to be of any form of clarity, don't bring up them fast food. I call it fast food restaurant.
When he left, in a matter of fact, when Eden Hazard left the season before, the last season of his playing Chelsea, he did great.
No. I ain't gonna take that from him. He was basically carried us to Europa League, won the Europa League for us, etc. and so forth. So I ain't gonna put that thing. But if ever you bring an argument and you bring McDonald's, Burger King, and Eden Hazard in it, you're done. Listen, let me tell you one thing about what's the name. Again, there's Pep. Everybody thinks Pep and Messi are okay. They can coexist. They can't. Messi doesn't train like how he was training the season before Pep left. There's a lot of reason why Pep left Barcelona, and some of it is Messi. And I'll give you another example. When Jago, who everybody considers as Pep's son, when he was a free agent, why didn't Pep go and get the money to go and get him? They could have done the deal. They could have even paid more than 5 million that Liverpool gave for him. Why? His own son he wouldn't get. Why would he bring Messi, a 34-year-old player who is now on the decline, big time, to the Premier League to sell T-shirts? Look at they brought Gareth Bale. They brought Gareth Bale back. Look how much. Do you know the reason why Real Madrid?
He's not even getting playtime. Come on, don't
because
talk about
he's rubbish. Because he's rubbish.
Dude, don't do that. Come on. If you look on this game this week, if he came in as a sub, he's almost scored a goal. Come on, I don't want to start to. Jose is a destroyed player. And if you get in a player,
calm down with the Jose.
If you get in a player from another team and you're paying for him so much money, and you know that he's of a good quality for Bale, let him play. Why you put him on the bench again and again and again? I don't get it with Jose like that. And you know what?
Okay.
I absolutely sure. I'm not thinking. I absolutely sure. Messi going to leave Barca and will not stay there. And yes, you're right. PSG or Manchester City, I believe he's going to go to Manchester City. And I think from this point, money talk. And if he's not going to put the best quality on the thing, he's going to sell T-shirt. They're going to make the money from it. Okay. And the 100 million, come on, they pay for Kappa. They pay for so many play, about 60 and 70. What is another 20 million?
Okay. So let's conclude it. Let's conclude it. We're going to say Messi for Reef. Messi is going to Man City. For Schiff, Messi is going to PSG.
I think more likely Man City.
Okay, 2 Man Cities, and 1 Messi is staying in Barcelona for number 3. All right, gentlemen, listen. Porto beat Juve 2-1. And Dortmund beat Seville 3-2. Now, whilst that was going on, we were watching Everton versus Man City. Gentlemen, how say you to Man City winning the Premier League? Go ahead.
Is there any doubt that team's? So they were always good going forward, but they were always vulnerable in the back. And since Ruben Diaz has come, they've sorted out the defense, spent $400 million on defenders. Eventually, you're going to hit the jackpot, and they've hit the jackpot, and nobody can score on them. So at this point,
Yeah.
the league doesn't matter. It's all about top four. Who's going to finish second, third, and fourth?
So,
How
so
much
there's-
TS cost? 82 million?
Yeah, something like that.
60. No, 60.
I mean, like if you look at just what he spent on defenders in the last 4 years, is more
astronomical.
money
It's
than
more than
any other
anything.
team apart
Yeah.
from Man United.
Yeah, from the fullbacks of Carl Walker to Benjamin Mendy to Cancelo to getting Danilo back again to Juventus to Aki to Stones himself to he's
So what is the problem to spend another 100 to bring Messi in? You're just solving the case by yourself. They're spending so much money and they do not care for what they spend.
Like,
So you bring in the best player in the world to Manchester City for 100 million? Of course they're buying
he's
it.
not the best player in the world. He never was. Listen, look, we're
Hey,
not going there.
hey,
We're not going there.
Listen. I'm not a Barca fan, but respect. I give to this player all the respect he deserves.
I give him respect, but he's not the best player in the world. When he has done it in Spain, when he has done it in Italy, when he has done it in Amsterdam, when he's done it in Sweden, when he has done it in Manchester United, England, when he has done it in the Major League Soccer, come and see me. When he's 34, when he's 34-year-old and he can pull his hair back and he can pull his hair back into a ponytail, you come and see me.
And
that's he can go maybe for another 4 or 5 years and he's done.
We're off the topic.
Yeah.
City. So City are playing Arsenal this weekend. If we believe City has the league and people can't score on them, City versus Arsenal. Reef, give me a score.
Manchester City 3-1.
Okay. Yeah. Schiff.
2-0.
2-0 to Arsenal?
No.
To City.
City.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with Reef and go 3-1. The reason why I give them the 1 because now Aubameyang is now beginning to score. The one thing that they couldn't do, they probably could get a goal now. So Aubameyang, even Richarlison, it bounced off his knee and went into the net. Finally, people are scoring against City by any means. If they're using a shoulder, Aubameyang can use his shoulder like Balotelli did and put it in the net. All right, 3-1 of that.
Yeah, it's very, it's kind of like strange how things change in so quickly between Liverpool leading the Premier League and all of a sudden they're losing power from couple games and Manchester City start to climb up and again they have like a game or two to play and I not see Manchester City kind of losing power and someone else climb.
No.
They're so solid, strong, and going forward.
This year we've seen so much flip-flops. At one stage, even Southampton were on top of the league. We've seen so much flip-flops. But the moment City have got there, they ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
And now at least we can say we have one idea. Like Schiff said, all we're looking now is 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the rest of the slots at this moment. With that being said, Liverpool lost 3-1 to Leicester City. And I told you guys that when we were on our WhatsApp chat, what I would do. And I'll do it now. Oh, Alisson. What the deuce is going on with Alisson in the Premier League? Schiff.
I mean, I think the mistake he made was because he had a new defender, right? Like, usually he comes out like that. The defenders give way to him and he does what he has to do. That new guy, Obak.
Oh, yeah, but there was no need for it.
It was no need for it, but he always does that. It's about communication and chemistry between the back four, and that's what I've been harping on. Why I think they're probably not going to make top four because they have no communication and chemistry there. Nobody steps they don't step up together. The high line cannot work when the 5 people are not in harmony, and they're not in harmony right now.
All right. Okay, let me throw this at you, Reef. of the remaining 4 teams, I'm going to put it 2. I'm going to say the people who are sitting in 2 right now is Manchester United. They face Newcastle. Right? Okay. Don't give me the answer yet. Next, after that, is Leicester City, and they face Aston Villa. And then after that, it's Chelsea versus Southampton, and then Liverpool versus Everton. Everyone, it's almost as if though from 2, even Man City, from 2 to 8, because West Ham are playing Spurs, from 2 all the way to 10, from the top to 10, the top 10 are playing this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're playing tough games. By the time this weekend finishes, we get to the end of this weekend, we could see some major shifts. So I say this to you, I run this to you. We've done City versus Arsenal, 3-1. City are in. That means Arsenal stay where they are, down at 10th. We agree. Next, Manchester United, Newcastle. Reef, give me something.
I'm sorry, I hear Newcastle and what? Who is what?
Manchester United.
From the game of last week with Chelsea, I will say I think Manchester United will win it 2-1.
Even though they couldn't beat West Brom 1-1. And in fact, there was a stage where West Brom, if they had got their shooting boots, could have won that game 3-1 or something.
That's what I think. I think Man U going to win it 2-1. Munching on the carpet a little bit, getting a PK here, a PK there.
In fact, you're right. You're absolutely right.
And Bruno going to and a PK in the back is already 1-0.
Yes, you're right.
I from what I saw last week from Newcastle, and the striker is still injured and he's not back to full form.
Yeah. Schiff, how say you? Do you concur? Man U versus Newcastle. This is Man U.
Yeah, I think Man U are going to pep it. This is the week where they have a lot of rest. They didn't have any midweek games.
They didn't, no.
So,
Okay.
no, actually, I think. Wait, then Europa League, aren't they?
No, yeah, they play tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Actually, I take it back. I think Newcastle's going to win 2-1.
Wow, that's a turnaround.
Because here's the thing, right? With Man United, when they have 3-day turnaround, and they're going to need Bruno Fernandes tomorrow because they're playing who are they playing? I've forgotten. Sociedad, right?
Yeah, they're playing Real Sociedad.
They're playing Sociedad all the way in Bucharest.
Yes.
Right? And Bruno Fernandes is like a one-man team, but he can't play 2 games in 3 days. Mm-hmm. They're going to make him try, but I think he's not as effective in the second game. So I take it back. I think Newcastle's going to pip this one.
Nice.
John, what is your pick?
My pick is 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
So that means that for me, that's a loss to United. Because Newcastle need the point, but United need the 3 points altogether. So by losing that, it shifts their position. To the next people who are next is Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Shift.
1-0 to the Villa.
I could well believe that because Leicester play tomorrow as well in Europa. Reef, how say you to Villa versus Leicester City?
1 second. Chief, you say 1-0 Villa?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say this game going to finish 2-1 Leicester.
Oh, okay. Because?
I still believe, I understand what you're saying, that Leicester playing in Europa, but I think they have a good squad that even Vardy was not there, you still can see that they can score and everything, and I still believe that they're going to come with a win. That's what I think.
I'm going to go 3-1 Villa. I'm going to say Grealish, Barkley, Ollie Watkins are going to tear up. They're rested. They're prime. They're going to tear it up. They're going to tear up Leicester. This, apart from Wolves, who had a great recovery system because they've been playing this thing for a long time, these teams are not used to playing Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
that's going to be interesting to see because it's 3 different scores.
Yeah. And for Leicester City, their time to make hay, which they did, I said it. I think I said it before when the Europa League finished in November, that their time to make hay was during this time, during this off time. Now that the Europa League is back, it's not going to be easy for them anymore, so to speak. With that being said, sitting in fourth place, blue is the color, football is the game. Chelsea is sitting in fourth place with a trip to Southampton. Now, for me, we shouldn't look ahead to Atletico Madrid because I believe we can beat Atletico Madrid. That's my 2 cents. But if we overlook Southampton and then angry Hasenhüttl, how say you, Reef, to Chelsea versus Southampton, first of all?
You know, if we're looking on the past to the present, and a matter of fact, Southampton right now have 5 lost in a row.
Yep.
Okay, Chelsea standing with 1 tie, 4 win.
Yep.
I'm so hard for me to believe that Chelsea not going to win this game. So hard for me to believe. And you know what? This is becoming to put the manager now on a pedestal because people want to see him playing against the stronger club and bringing the results. Of course, when he played against Spurs, that was one of them. And now it's another game because everybody sees Southampton doing better. Yes, they have a 5 loss, but I do believe they're going to win it. And the score I'm saying for that game is 2-1 for Chelsea.
So I'm worried this is a trap game because Hasenhüttl really needs this.
Yes.
Like we can afford a draw, we can afford a loss, and I don't think it's going to affect us that much. But like they're falling, and they're falling fast. 5 straight defeats. They're going to be desperate, and we might be looking forward to Atletico. So I actually think it'll be 1-1.
Okay, I believe we're going to. I believe we're going to win this. We have to win it, even if it's not a clean sheet, and it's going to be 2-1. We cannot afford to overlook this. Hasenhüttl was on course to become the Chelsea manager.
Yeah.
I told you is going to German speaking. So since that 9-0 that United put on him, they've been on 3-4, and they have to get a win he has to get them to get a win to get their morale back, for them to believe in what they were doing previously. And they have to beat a top 4 team. They got whipped by a top 4 team. If they can stop this slide by beating a top 4 team, it'll help and cultivate everything.
Yep.
Because until that 9-0 beating, their psyche, they were up there. I told you they touched the top. They were in the top 4. They were doing mighty well. But boy, they're circling and it's going down and down.
Yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is get pulled into that relegation thing, because the people confidence can shatter. It's such an amazing thing. So we have to win this game. Anyone? You're gonna please add comments?
I agree about that. Very strongly agree, because you know, if you look on it, like yes, you have like a tie and a 4 win. This win going to help a lot because the next game is really, really bigger, because you're going to play the first game for Champions League away in Atletico Madrid. So it's kind of like for him, and yes, I can tell you this like that now. If it was Lampard, I would be more skeptic about this game. I have more confidence right now because the results that I see. So I have a very good confidence that even if you go to Atletico and we come back with a ties 1-1 or 2-2 or whatever the score it is, it's be still good because we can win it at home. But this game for this weekend going to be very good to elevate everybody before the big game of Atletico game.
Schiff, how say you to Tuku not telling the players he can't play his starting lineup for Atletico, so he's going to play those who haven't played. But how serious can they be? Can he afford to experiment before? Basically, what I'm trying to say, can he afford to experiment before the Atletico Madrid game? How say you?
I mean, I think so. I think we have a deep enough squad, right? Like, what is experimenting? Playing Kante, playing Pulisic, playing Harvard, playing Ziyech. That would be experimenting, but these players still have the quality. So I'd be happy with him experimenting a little bit.
Let me put the cat among the pigeons then. Are you all ready for this? Reef, how say you to him keeping Kappa in goal for this game?
Okay, you're saying it to keep Kappa in goal, so this is mean Mendy going to play in the Champions League.
Okay, if you want to see it that way. Okay, so how say you?
You know, you have to look on the previous game. In the previous game, I think we all kind of agree for it. Kappa did not play bad against Newcastle. You know,
I mean,
so
he had very
what?
little to do.
Okay, but
That's a
dude,
good thing.
dude, this is confidence. Think about it like that.
What
Clean
about
sheet
the
is
confidence
confidence.
of number
Even if
one
you didn't
keeper?
do goal nothing, even if you didn't do nothing, you finished the game. No any goal in your net is mean your net is clean, your sheet is
Yes,
clean.
but you're so worried about Kepa's confidence. What about the confidence of our number one keeper? Who is going to be Mendy? Mendy's a better keeper than Kepa. You can't
One
keep on
second, but
dropping it.
1 second. You're changing the subject. He brings the question to me that Kepa going to play the next game. I'm talking about that. I'm not talking who is better, who is not better. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about nothing. I'm talking about what is bringing up to the picture.
You're talking about bringing up Kepa's confidence. That is at the expense of Mendy's confidence. Goalkeeper, unfortunately, is a position that only one person can play, and it is 100% confidence position. Look at Allison, right? Like, you start getting rattled, you are going to make mistakes.
Okay, so are you saying, to answer the question, I'm throwing it to you now, do you keep Kappa in goal for this week? And does that mean that you're playing Mendy on Atletico on Wednesday? Do you keep Kappa in goal for this weekend's game?
No,
Shift.
I think you play your best keeper. You play Mendy for Southampton. You play Mendy for Atletico. You can't put Mendy on the bench for a week and then put him with Atletico, where you're like, he's been dropped for 2 weeks. That's what everyone's going to be talking about for no reason. And then what? The week after that, you're just going to start rotating your keepers. Communication and chemistry of your backs, in our case, back five and the keeper, is a must. You can't just keep on rotating keepers. That does not work. That has never worked in the history of keepers.
Okay, so let me throw this at you. You say this Saturday they should play Mendy and not Kappa. Shift.
Yes.
Reef, how say you? What do you say, Mendy or Kappa for this weekend?
All right, I said it's simple because we have to use the Champions League, and I want Mendy to play in Champions League. I believe Kappa's supposed to play this week. He's played last week. Once I can do, Shiv, he played last week in Newcastle. I think he can play this week. I mean, like, let's see what Kuku thinks and what he's going to do.
Mendy doesn't play for 2 weeks and is expected to go in with 100% confidence. Because then Mendy would not have been played in for 2 weeks.
I actually agree with Reef in this, that they should actually play this, because look, if you're starting Kanti, you said what's wrong? They're all professional. These were your words. This is the reason why I'm using it. These were your words. Oh, Kanti, Havertz, Pulisic, Kappa.
But that's because Kepa played on last week. He's experimented. Now he's given him his confidence. Put him in the cup games. You cannot.
Okay, so the cup games is the Europe. So you want to play him on Wednesday against Atletico?
No, the
That's
FA
the cup games.
Just play him in the FA Cup. You can't keep your number one keeper on the bench for 2 weeks and then expect him to perform exceptionally in Champions League. He needs playing time too.
Dude, I'm telling you something like that. We can discuss about it, and it's completely understand. But in my point of view and what I see Kappa going to play on Saturday morning, and I see Mendy going to play in Champions League. My point of view, for what I understand from you, Shiv, Mendy going to play week after week. Game after game.
I will start losing confidence in Tuchel if that happens.
No, you won't, especially if we're successful. No, you won't. No, gentlemen, our last game for the weekend in the top 10 game is. Oh no, we haven't done it. There's two actually. Let's do West Ham and Spurs. Who we got? West Ham and Spurs. Schiff.
Spurs 2-1 because I think uh, Mourinho is desperate.
He's desperate.
Yeah, I think
Even though they're playing tomorrow at Wolfsburg in Austria.
Yeah, I mean, well, they're playing in Bucharest because Austria did not allow the English in. But I do think, Wolfsburg is like 8th in the Austrian league. He can afford to play his Gareth Bale and Dele Alli, and still win that game. Have Kane on the bench in case he's needed, and then put a full force team on Sunday, I guess.
Okay. Reef.
So what is your scores, Shiv?
2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. Okay.
Reef.
All right. I'm going, and I'm kind of
Look
like
at his smile.
going. Huh?
Look at your smile. I know exactly what you're going to say.
I'm not see it like that. I'm sorry, but I see that the score is going to be different wise, and I see Spurs going to lose 2-1.
Okay, I think this game is going to be a draw. I think,
draw.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw, which is to Jose a win because it's a point. Look, David Moyes is not going to break the top four. Despite what everyone is begging him to, he has come to his sweet spot, and this is it.
Yep.
He's now going to try to survive to the end of the season without going any lower. So it's now a matter of points. If you saw the game that he just played this weekend, how he went back to packing the defense with 5 defenders, they're back to that. Yeah, they won the game, but they're back. They're doing that. They're not going to drop. Because he has to sign that new contract at the end of the season, so he's going to prove. Look, I finished the season 6.
He wants Europa League or that conference.
Conference, yep, or
conference. So.
Which is a lot easier for them to play. Gives them a lot of confidence. So, look, we're playing in Europe now. David Moyes has done it for us. Isn't he wonderful?
One second, just to ask a question. I mean, I know the answer, but I'm just kind of throwing it up. West Ham not playing in Champions League or Europa League or anything like that, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So other team that we're looking on it that's playing like Man U game after game, we see that they're going to lose, but a team's exposed that's going to play on Thursday and then going to play on Sunday morning. No, they're a huge squad.
So
No.
I told you why. Because like Man U are playing Sociedad, right? Leicester are playing Benfica. These are tough games. Spurs are playing the team that's 8th in the Austrian league, right?
Yeah.
That is not. They're not playing a good team. They can play their B team and get away with it.
Yeah.
That's why I think there's a difference. You have to look at who they're playing on Thursday also. I'm telling you, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, Vinicius are going to start on for Spurs tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Kane is going to be on the bench. He's going to bring like a Barrett. Like Wolfsburg are not a good team.
Yeah.
They wouldn't survive the championship.
Hey, I would love to see some surprises tomorrow. I'm going to laugh so bad.
Okay. All right. Okay. Last game, which is the marquee game of the weekend here in the Premier League, because we basically touched just on the Premier League. There's the Merseyside derby. Apart from the Europe, in the Premier League, both of the teams are coming off losses of the Premier League. Everton's coming off a loss to City, and Liverpool's coming a loss to Leicester. Both of these teams are in the top 4. The it's the first, the Merseyside derby. Both of these teams are out of the top 4 for the first time in a long while. So, Liverpool versus Everton. Schiff, who you got and why?
I think Everton played to the level of their opponent, but unfortunately DCL is not there. So I think they're going to have trouble scoring, and Klopp wants to stem the bleeding. and he'll play more defensive. I'm saying 0-0. A boring 0-0.
Reef.
All right. I watched the game today, and that was not a pleasant. So, and even the goal that you described, that Registon score, I'm like, this is like, and with the results that Liverpool got this week, and they're resting already, and I mean, Everton played today. I do believe that Liverpool going to win it, and they're playing at home. I know for you guys, you don't care about it. I do care about it. I see Liverpool winning this game 2-1. One for Salah, one for Mane.
I concur that Liverpool will win. I think Liverpool are going to. I feel sorry for Ancelotti, but I think Liverpool are going to bash them around 3-0.
Ooh,
yeah,
even better than what I'm thinking.
yeah. Everton, they've got too far as they're going to do. They're not going to get any higher. They're just trying to survive in there. Maybe the Europa Conference or even Europa League at this moment. They may do well in the FA Cup. I hope they actually win the FA Cup themselves and that. But they were null and void in this game. City took them apart, especially in the second half. Like I said, their goal was lucky. I'm glad they replied with a goal to make it 1-1, but then City really showed them what they are. Everton, I feel sorry for Ancelotti. This is where he is in his career, having coached PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Chelsea FC. But Everton is Everton, and Everton will always be Everton. And with that, gentlemen, we will bid our viewers adieu. By the time we meet next week, Chelsea will be solid in the top 4 and would have beaten Atletico Madrid in the Champions League.
Wait, what do you have at the Atletico score?
Okay, you want to do Chelsea Atletico?
Yeah, real quick.
1-0 Chelsea. Schiff?
I think 1-0 Atletico.
Reef?
Wow. Okay, I see a difference. I see 2-1 Chelsea.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Okay. Gentlemen, so with that being said, to our folks, you guys can see us on YouTube at A Hint of Blue Cheese. You can also email us, subscribe, notify us, like our comments, etc., and so forth. From the mighty state of Florida, Reef, say bye to the folks.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, good stuff. From the good captain in New York City.
Adieu to you and you and you.
Thank you for the sound of music. All right, everybody, I bid you good night and wash your hands. Stay safe until we meet again next week. Take care.